DeMonaco is a very recent company, founded in 2008. It is an offshoot of Frederic Constant. Yeah. Monaco. DeMonaco, actually. It's a nice catalog, I've gotta say. It's tall and narrow, and I should probably zoom out the camera slightly. There, that's the price list in the background. It's white and gold and has a very fine quality about it. I mean, fine, sort of, not aristocratic, but I don't know how to describe it. Petite. I don't know. It has this tissue paper divider thing every so often before it's each collection. The whole thing is bound in this way. You have this big gold pattern on the front, which moves nicely in the light. With this diamond of DeMonaco. It is a very interesting company, so I guess let's go in. Monaco, the car racing city where, well, cars now don't look like that, nor do they race like they once did. But this is essentially the story of how a person wanted to do something, couldn't do it within his own company, so went out and did it on his own. And it all comes from, where is it? I want to get this right. Yes. Frederic Constant. Would you expect Frederic Constant people to make a company like this? I certainly was surprised. It comes from two people, this company, DeMonaco, from Frederic Constant. A watchmaker, Pim Koislag, I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, and the CEO, Peter Stas. And they wanted to do something. They wanted to do a tourbillon minute repeater. They couldn't do it within Frederic Constant, so they set up their own company, DeMonaco. The name comes from, of course, the city, Monaco, with a nobleness. That's the word I'm looking for. This catalog is noble. And aristocratic, yes. This Swiss excellence and all that. Is it made in Geneva? I believe it's made in Geneva, but as they say, the soul comes from the Riviera's most beautiful jewel, which has inspired its birth name. Monaco. In addition to that grand complication, well, I wouldn't call it a grand complication because it does not have a perpetual calendar nor a chronograph, but that tourbillon répétition minute, that's at the end because they do have quite a few other watches in here. Again, that wonderful tissue paper with the seal of Geneva. Actually, they're one of a very select group of watchmakers who have the seal of Geneva. Actually, let me find how many they have. Right here, I missed it. It is one of 6 companies with the Geneva seal. That's something that's quite interesting. You see Patek Philippe going off with their own seal of excellence that's supposedly better than the Geneva seal, but one of 6 companies with the Geneva seal. That puts a new perspective, at least for me, on the Geneva seal. the watches. Of course, they don't show any movement pictures. They do say they have transparent case backs and nicely finished movements, but they don't show them in this catalog. So, yeah. Now, as for this style, see, they have nice, regular, I believe, Dauphine hands with an interesting little diamond on the base of the seconds hand. Usually it would be a little bit further like this way, but it's, well, there's no counterweight, really. And this style, big Roman numerals, it's interesting, and I quite like it. I'd have to see the movement to be sure, but they're onto a good idea here. It's, at least for me, quite unique. A unique design. I particularly like these diamonds on the, as the batons for the minute train. They have a minute train. I always love minute trains. Some interesting dials. Well, cholera. Sorry about that, my camera battery died. They have a unique style to their watches, which I think is quite nice. It's not really traditional in a traditional sense, but it's not too modern. I'll leave it at that. Is it my style? Not really, but I can see what they're doing, and what they're doing ain't bad. They have quite a few different watches, so a chronograph, right? A classique, what is this? Look kind of like the Nautilus, doesn't it? Yeah. And that's interesting. It looks quite like the Nautilus, especially with that thing on this side, this protrusion. But still, there's a lot of these watches, and this catalog has, well, this is quite nice. I particularly like this use of the diamond dial being diamonds as a shape, not just as the rock and material used. I like these dual color ones especially. I really do. They also have a tourbillon without a minute repeater, which is a tourbillon without a minute repeater. Here they do show, see here, you can see a hint of that movement, and I can see that it may be a very fine movement. Blued steel screws, you have some nice engraving type thing. Well, in this case, would that be called guilloche? I don't know. If it was made, I mean the round thing around the tourbillon head, or whatever it's called, the center. Now, the tourbillon répétition minute. What we've all been waiting for, and here it is. Yeah. The design is, it's DeMonaco. You have those little diamonds, you have that sort of Nautilus-y shape on the dial. It's a little bit too artsy, too free, that's the word. Too free spacing of the Roman numerals. But I can appreciate it. It's not for me, but I can appreciate it. Of course, my favorite thing is this engraved dial of a Monaco Grand Prix 1968 with that car, and this is, in my mind, beautiful. Just, I love engravings. Oh, interesting. Here they do put the a balance on the seconds hand. It's a more traditional looking seconds hand. Still, accessories, some belt buckles. They don't put any prices on here. They have the prices here, which brings us to the end of this catalog with that little diamond on the end. And let's push that out all the way. The price list. What are these prices? 65,000 Swiss francs. Tourbillon répétition minute, 266,000 Swiss francs. Some of the more regular stuff, just a regular thing, 19,000, 12,000, 12,000, that's not bad. So we're looking at the high tier of Swiss watchmaking, which I don't know if it's good for this company, because I did not see a movement in the catalog. But overall, I think DeMonaco isn't that bad of a company. It's most certainly Swiss. Can it compete with the likes of Patek Philippe? I'm not sure. Purely based on Patek Philippe's not name. For me, it's not name. It's the sturdiness of Patek Philippe's design, the traditionality of their traditions. DeMonaco set some new ideas here, but I just don't know if they will last. I haven't heard of DeMonaco before getting this catalog. I've been pleasantly surprised, but I didn't hear about them before, and that says something. Whether that means DeMonaco is going to be one of these companies that are really exclusive, that very few people really know about and appreciate, I don't know. That feat may exclusively go to some of these German makers and some independent watchmakers. I don't know about DeMonaco. But regardless, I think it's a nice company. They're making some nice things. And especially being an offshoot of Frédéric Constant, I think they did a pretty good job. Thanks for watching the video to the end. If you liked it, please subscribe and like the video. Perhaps consider supporting me on Patreon. Any support would be greatly appreciated. I will be coming out with catalog collectors once a week for the foreseeable future. Of course, until I run out of catalogs. We'll see what happens then. See you in the next one.